If you're dealing with freezing and horrible lag in Fear and Hunger, especially around Mahabra, do the following. First, go to your game installation. If you got this off Steam, right-click the game, Manage, Browse Local Files. Otherwise, go to wherever you installed the game. Go to the www folder, then the JS folder. Open RPG Core in a text editor like Notepad. Just right-click it and open with Notepad. Hit Ctrl F to find, type in skip count space equals equals equals. You'll see this line at line 1872. Change that equals 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 to a less than equals. Then hit like on this video and subscribe to my channel. Finally, and this is the most important step, throw money at me on Patreon. Trust me, it's very important you do this. Once you do, no more freezing. Now, to fix the horrible lag, we need to modify a plugin. This part's slightly more complicated, so you can just download my fixed TerraX lighting plugin off my itch.io page instead of typing anything. Link is in the video description right underneath the Patreon link you should also click. You're already in the JS folder, so navigate to Plugins. Overwrite the TerraX lighting plugin with the one you downloaded from me and you're done. Or open it in a text editor. You need to search for lightmask.prototype._update_mask, which is on line 725. Then you put this at the start. Got it? Now, Mahabra should run buttery smooth, all lag gone, and you might be wondering why this happens and how this fixes it, so keep watching to the end to give me that sweet ad revenue. I've made several videos at this point, talking about how abysmally bad Muro's coding is, such as the Scarab video or the Soulsuck video. You might, therefore, be expecting this to be his fault. It's not. Freezing is caused by an issue within the engine, and the lag is caused by a plugin he didn't code. My man's innocent this time. The freezing bug is entirely the fault of the engine's developers. That line you changed? That compares something. You see that skip count? That's how many frames it wants to skip to avoid drawing graphics. It checks to see if it's lagging by checking your computer's current date down to the millisecond. Your computer's timekeeping isn't perfect, so it occasionally tries to sync the current time to the known time if you're online. This line increases the skip count if it took too long to draw something to let the game know, skip drawing the next frame to catch up with the lag. Each time it skips a frame to sync back up, it decreases the skip count, which should normally bring it back to 0. But if your computer's clock ran a millisecond faster than the network time while you're online, it syncs backwards to the network. And if this happens while it's trying to render, then the end time minus the start time is negative, which means the skip count becomes negative. And now it needs to skip negative frames. So the next time it renders, it checks skip count again. Now, does -1 equal 0? Sure it doesn't. So it skips the next frame and subtracts from the skip count. Does -2 equal 0? Nope, so just keeps doing that forever, and it never updates the graphics again. Game freezes. But if you change that equals 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 to less than equals, it'll never do this. If skip count is negative, it draws the next frame and there's no issues. So the random freezing is gone for good. As for the lag, this one's a bit more complicated. Basically, RPG Maker MV has a few different things running at the same time. It has the Gameplay Manager, which handles all the stuff like checking which buttons you pressed, and the Graphics Manager, which draws the graphics to the screen. TerraX Lighting is a plugin that plugs into the Game Manager, not the Graphics Manager, despite being used for graphics. Whenever lag happens, the game logic runs an extra time to make sure the gameplay stays at 60 frames per second, even if the graphics didn't. Because TerraX Lighting tries to draw the screen multiple times per game logic update, and a game logic update runs multiple times per lag frame to compensate, and TerraX Lighting is really laggy. Every single time there's a single frame of lag, it does extra graphics math multiple times per lag frame, which creates more lag, which creates more math for it to calculate, which creates even more lag, and it just gets worse and worse and worse until you pause it by opening the menu or something similar to give it a chance to catch up. What this little if statement I did does is that it checks if the graphics need to update before it updates the graphics. If it doesn't need to update the graphics, then it won't try to update the graphics. Terrax lighting normally starts lagging after about a dozen light sources active at once, and since a single frame of lag cascades into dozens of frames of lag, it gets pretty horrible pretty fast. It's hard to tell since they're all overlapping to maximum brightness, but what you're looking at right now is 30,000 overlapping light sources with 0 frames of lag. If you tried to do this without my fix, you would get fewer than 1 frame per second. Oh, yeah, and both of these fixes work for both games, so you can do this to fix the issues in Termina and the original.